Okay. It is Tuesday, unless my days are wrong. Nope. It is Tuesday. It is needle felting day. And we are live. This is the banana slug finger puppet that the husband has. We're gonna try to needle felt him a larger version. Not necessarily a finger puppet, but just a larger banana slug. So it's probably gonna take me a hot minute. Um, So we're gonna start working on that today. I know it's early to be working on Christmas gifts, but if we're only working on this sucker one day a week, depending on how long it takes us, it might not really be all that early, you know? So I'm using his finger puppet as my model, essentially. Hi, Bean. For those that missed it, Mr. Bean is back. And we are his new family now. He was supposed to go to his new adopted family Saturday after he got fixed, and his new family ghosted the pound shelter that is in our um our town runs, and we didn't know it. They didn't contact us about refostering him or holding him until a new person was found again. I I just kind of saw the post on their Facebook page when I was scrolling through during my waking up process yesterday morning. And I was like, what do you mean they ghosted? Why didn't they call us back? So I was a tad bit upset. We contacted them and we're like, hey, we saw Mr. Bean didn't get picked up. And they're like, yeah, he's at our house right now. We're going to put him at the adoption center with this other pet charity up in Pet Sense in Fayetteville. And we're like, oh, he doesn't, like, I'm like, husband, we've tried to put him in a cage for, he had litter box food and all that for small amounts of time. And it did not go well. And I couldn't handle that. And this was the second time his potential new family ghosted out. At least, well, no, it was the first ghost, but it was the second time an adopter fell through. And the original owner was never found when he was found on the street, grazed by a car. So, I don't know if he was a feral kitten. We don't know. We don't know a whole lot about Mr. Bean. So, it didn't feel right after, you know, getting him back on his feet and getting him his antibiotics and figuring out his tummy issues to just walk away, essentially. Like, it was different when I thought he had a family coming in. It was a whole nother animal altogether when when he didn't have anybody else to go to suddenly, and I was like, oh no. No, 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 no. We knew we probably shouldn't, but at the same time, it just kept like falling back in our laps, and I'm like, oh, cat distribution system. And it's coming into Halloween and fall season, and a lot of people in this area view black cats as evil. And that wasn't sitting well with me. And I just felt like he was going to have a really, really rough go of it trying to actually get adopted at this point. So, we're suckers, so here we are. Here we are. There we go. For some reason, my brain got confused about what was supposed to happen there. Okay, so this is Polyfill. And, this is what I'm going to use as our core for our Banana Sluggy. And this gets pulled in pretty tightly. A lot of people will just use roving as their core. For something this size, most people would probably use armature. I've gone the armature route before with one of them. With his lizard folk guy that I tried to make. It almost felt more tedious with, ooh, that's why we have finger protectors on. It almost felt more tedious with the armature than without it. So this is just round one of getting this guy worked together here. I'm not sure how long he's going to be after round one. We will see how we're looking here. Part one of these always takes me a fair bit of time to get started, but this one's not that terribly involved. Like it's basically a tube that's flat on one side, so I don't think we'll have too much trouble. Like, I don't think it'll take me too long, but we'll see, we'll see. I'll probably be done early, and if I am great, then we'll find something else to do. But if I'm not done too early, then it was a good thing that we started early, right? And I told him it might be done before Christmas. He won't get it before Christmas, but we're like about halfway through September. And I hate being in that position of like crunch rushing, working into the wee hours trying to finish a thing on time. I think I was done in enough time for everybody's last year, but I also don't know if I'm actually making anything for the mother-in-law and her sister this year or not. He told me not to bother. we'll see what ends up happening with that. Now, obviously, my little snake here is a little bit thicker in spots than others. So I'm going to have to build this guy up kind of similar to how we built up the axolotl a bit. But we'll see how we go. I mean, I've gotten a tentative tube started here. It helps that the polyfill sticks to itself a little bit. Like, I didn't even need to add a little bit of water to it to get it to pull in on itself, like to stick. So we'll see. It'll probably shrink a little bit as we are going along here. But we'll see. So I definitely recommend the finger protectors for the figurines at the very least, because your fingers are all up in there. Just to be careful, because you know what I mean, you might think, oh, I'm just going into fluff, and you might not be tailoring your pressure on the needle to like not hit your finger. So still something that I will recommend. That's what these are. Just little finger protectors, finger coats, C-O-T-E-S, I believe. I'm not sure if it's cots or coats. I think it's coats. I think I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm not sure where Bean disappeared to. He already checked our work once. To see what we were up to. I kind of half expected to be pulling him out of the polyfill bag constantly, but I'm not sure where he is run off to. He's off doing bean things, I suppose. There's a couple different places he could be. I don't hear cows screeching through the house, so at the very moment, seems to be leaving cow be. And of course I have our mat under us here. Especially when you're working on the figurines, you want that mat. Helps you from... It helps keep you from breaking your needle when you stab through, just in case you go all the way through. You're just gonna hit the mat instead. So it has a soft landing that's not your finger. And your girl had to go get a tetanus shot this morning because of a bead curtain. An old bead curtain. I'm not sure how old it was. It was, excuse me, when we had bought at an antique store. We'd had it on the wall and it had been slowly losing pieces to it. We were going to take it down a couple weeks ago and forgot. or just didn't get around to it. And this morning when I was trying to reposition in bed, I put my foot on the wall because our bed's up against the wall to try to push myself out of the crevice I was in, and it stuck between my toes in my skin, and I'm like, oh shit. It drew a teeny tiny bit of blood, but we were kind of nervous because it is old and I've never had a tetanus shot. And you know what? Now that I'm sitting here stabbing with this needle, probably a good idea that I got one. Because I have poked myself several times with this. I mean, granted, it's not like rolling around in filth or anything, but it's not rusty or anything. We keep it in its little handle cover. But probably a good idea that we decided to go ahead and do that. Ended up putting that in my left arm. I was like, you know what, let's do the non-dominant arm if it's gonna be sore for a couple of days. Probably the better idea there. Okay, so let's see. But we managed to get that done at one of the local drugstores, so it didn't take up too much time. I think it took about a half hour of our time to, if that, maybe 20 minutes. Go down there, fill out paperwork, and get one. I was more concerned about the lady that came in. Well, she was there when we got there, and I don't know what she got. I think she got some prescriptions. And at first I thought she had a bathrobe on, and I'm like, that's a choice. And she came back, and when she came back a little while later, I realized it was like a Sherpa lined coat or something. And it's like 85 degrees outside. I'm like, even that would be a bit much for me. And then she was asking about a COVID test, and I was like, oh no. Let me get far, far away from you. I do not want to end this with me having COVID again after just going to get an effing tetanus shot that I wasn't sure I needed, but it was stinging while we took the dogs for their walk because the pharmacy didn't open until 9, so I was like, maybe we should. We have since gotten the bead curtain down, and we threw it on our trailer in a trash bag, so nobody else can get stabbed by it, out in our backyard to either be taken to the dump by us or to be picked up by our next spring cleaning adventure, whichever seems to happen first. As I am not sure what might happen first. Alright, so this is just going to be our inner most part of this guy. So I'm trying to make sure that it's pretty solid. Because we're going to be stabbing more layers into it. And I kind of don't want a surprise of it suddenly deciding to misshape in part of it. I mean, I probably could have used every bit of roving I had. for the core. Oh, there's Bean. Bean found cow. Bean and cow together again. Kids! Come on. Can we not? Row, row, row. You make those noises at him even when he's not touching you. Bean just got fixed on Saturday, so it might take a little bit for his raging teenager hormones to calm down. But somebody's gonna get in trouble in just a minute. Cow's the only one that seems to be responding to the spray bottle at all. Bean's just like, what was that? He hasn't associated with that means knock it off. It doesn't seem to faze him much. Okay. So we're almost to the one end of it. Right now I'm just trying to figure out length. To see how big we want this to be. I don't know where he's gonna put this one. Because we're running out of room. We might need to try to put up another shelf for his stuff. But I don't know. So, I mean, the shape of this looks pretty simple. Hey, can you check the atom shop for me?
Yeah.
So we will see. It's still a little loose in there. But the shape didn't look too complex at all. It looked like beginner level shaping, which is, you know, a far cry from anything else that we've done already, but didn't seem like anything too terribly complex. Okay, so I mean, the shape's gonna change a bit as we go. Obviously. As we build up our thickness here. Because it's not gonna stay this thin. And I do need to fluff more of...
Yes, it is there.
It is there? Okay. How much is it?
400.
Okay. We can do that. Alright. Yeah, because I don't know. Like, the thickness needs to kind of match its length. And I don't have, like, the same exact colors as... Oh, 1 second. I don't have the same exact colors that his puppet is. But when I was looking at images online, some of them were, like, bright effing yellow and weren't anywhere near the color that his finger puppet was, so I'm just like, huh, I don't know. But the person that worked at the conservatory where we got him from, they're like, oh, you found the banana slug puppet. It's my favorite. It's the most realistic one. And I was like, huh. So that kind of stuck in my head, and I'm like, maybe this one is closer to at least a species of it. Where is it? Hi. You're such a vocal drama queen, Cow. Like, he was meowing as he was running away. Like, really, buddy? All the other cats just walk away from him. You just continue to antagonize him. Alright. So we will... Yeah, like I said, he's antagonizing him. He's like purposely moving his tail in front of him back and forth.
Yes, he is, because now he's flipping his tail and looking away.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Quit your loud ass bitching, cat.
Yeah, like it's all on purpose. It's not like ears back, head down, like I'm gonna fight you, staring him down. He like does it and turns his head away and acts like all nonchalant about it. No. He's just being a loud drama queen. So I'm picking up a little bit of fuzz off of the mats. But you know what? That's okay. I don't know that I've actually stabbed through into the mat, so I might be okay without moving this to another spot of it. I'll probably rotate the mat in a little bit though, just to be on the safe side. They're still pretty squishy, but like I said, I need to definitely thicken this boy up a little bit more at the very least. There's a little bit that's stuck into there. And that's okay. I didn't get much time to actually clean the mat. I didn't even have time to really eat this morning. So really, Cow? Or is that little?
Considering he's there poking Cow's tail.
You do have a wire that he's laying on top of. Just so you know. I'm not sure what wire it is. Like, our length might be pretty good. What are you playing with?
Hey, no wires.
Careful spraying around your computer. We bought a bag of 60 plastic springs for them to play with. Because he was loving them and he lost like the 3 that we had. I've gone through probably half the bag and I don't know where they all are. But I don't know what else to give him to play with. That we can readily give him. To try to distract him. We don't have any more balls with the bells in them. He loved those too. At least we know what to get the boy at Christmas. Don't buy those fluffy tinsel balls if you have a cat. They look like pom-poms with little sparkly bits coming out of them. Don't buy them. They're horrible. We got a couple from like one of those like bulk Christmas stocking things for cats that my mom insisted on buying. And the little tinsely bits were pulling right out of the ball. Like the cats were ripping them out. And the one cat was just ripping them out, and I was afraid he was going to swallow them because they were longer than I expected, and I was like, oh, that's a problem. And I grabbed the ball and started tugging gently on them, and they were just pulling right out. I was like, oh no. No, 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 no. What we're not doing is that. That's not a good
Littles.
idea. Oh, she is in the window.
Littles. Cow didn't do nothing to you. Relax. Oh, I guess Mr. Bean's about to introduce Littles.
No, he's come up on Littles before.
Not what I meant.
I think she clipped his ear. Remember when his ear was like seepy and bloody and he had a cut in there?
Mm-hmm.
I think she did it. She'll tolerate him to a point, but if he gets too far into her personal bubble, she's like, no. I have to keep reminding her he's a little one. Though I guess he's not so little. It astonished me when the pound was like, yeah, he's 5 to 6 months old. I'm like, really? He seems kind of small for 5 to 6 months old. I don't know about that. So maybe he was runt of the litter. Was that next door or our driveway? Okay. Okay, so this is still our first layer here. So we're gonna need a thinner tail and like a wider upper section. But we can work on that here. As we go. Only got through about a half hour of video last night. We had some surprise thunderstorms while I was in the middle of making dinner. So we were trying to comfort the dog and get ourselves fed at the same time. And then I couldn't do dishes when I wanted to do them because there was still lightning in the area, so things got a little shuffled around last night. And by the time I was able to sit down and focus on the editing, it was a little bit later than I anticipated. And then I kept getting distracted. Oh, oh, careful, careful. You flubbed that. That's not my fault. You tried to jump up here. Okay, Bean, you should be able to come up now. I don't know why you were coming up, but at least you had a soft landing. You landed on the bag of polyfill. Okay. Most of his springs are in the other room. I might have to bust out a new batch. So it's like still a little bit soft in there, but I think as we go along here, we'll be able to clear some of that up. As we move along here. This is just our first bit of fluff. This boy needs to be a bit thicker than what I've got him at the moment. Not really sure what exactly I want to do for dinner here tonight. I might do chicken and broccoli. Potentially with brown sauce over rice. That kind of sounds good. So we might do that. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I think I think my length is good. I think I'm okay with the length. And it did shrink down a little bit, as you can see. I'm not gonna worry too much at the moment with shaping the head just yet. Because we've got another couple of layers I want to put on here, so I don't want to like painstakingly sculpt the head if we're not quite there yet. Trying to figure out if I'm going to add the head to the body separately or if I'm going to reserve a part of this for the head. Kind of situation. We're getting there. See these little tiny spikes that are coming out? That's from the needle coming out the other side. Just trying to stiffen that up a bit. Trying to round that a little. Okay. So the length might be about right. I do want a thicker boy though. Let me rip out another chunk of the polyfill. Sorry, I was trying to see if I saw a bean anywhere. I do not, strangely enough. I did see my mom go by with snacks. Hopefully he's not getting into her snacks because he can't have them. So I am going to start to build up our boy here. Haven't decided yet what's the top and what's the bottom. Plenty of time to figure that out. I am, however, I was gonna try to use this, but this is not cooperating. So we'll grab the Sharpie. Alright, that looks pretty even. The whole way around. Just so I can try to keep track of where I want to start building the head up at. So I'm just basically dabbing this next round of fluff onto here. So that I can start building up our thickness. Because he kind of tapers, at least on the puppet. A little bit wider up here. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now. And we'll kind of see how it's gonna go. Oh, I stabbed myself good that time. So the finger protectors only do so much. So it's a good thing that you wear them. Hey, I already got a tetanus shot, so
Just give yourself a stabbing.
yes.
Good shot.
So now we don't have to worry the husband so much. That one's actually gonna bruise, I think. Alright. Okay. Alright. I mean, that does hurt. But it's already stopped bleeding, so... Right through the finger protector. So I know some people are like, well, then why did you bother wearing it if you're just gonna hurt yourself through it? Because it's still not as bad as it would have been had I not had them on. Still reduced the scale of the injury. Like, I mean, if you're gonna use that argument, why wear a helmet while playing football if you're still gonna get a concussion, you know? Makes it less of a problem. Less of a severe problem in the long run. So what plans were you trying to get from the alien invasion event?
There were no specific plans from that event because
Oh,
I don't know any specific ones, and I got the only one that I really knew about.
uh-huh. Which was...
There was like a targeting poster thing.
Oh. I got a plan for an alien couch, I think. Or an alien sofa or something. I don't even know what it looks like. I didn't know if there was something specific you were trying to get.
Not really.
I was mad though, I didn't get anything off of the final boss. Because I was trying to take a picture of an alien invader and couldn't figure out why it wasn't triggering. And by the time I figured it out and got it, the boss was already down. Okay, so that is going to take a few wraparounds. And I'm not sure if I should like keep wrapping all the way down or if I should just build up this section first. Maybe I should just build up this section first. And then I can work on tapering the rest of it as we go along here. Okay. Like the bottom doesn't have to be as built up, it seems, but I still wanted this guy to be thicker than what I've got him at. So it should be okay that we just have this little nubby sticking out here. That's where I want to attach our head to. So I think for now, I'm just gonna kind of concentrate on building up this section. And then when we've got him to the thickness that I think I'm looking for, we'll start to move down the body here. Getting the rest of them figured out. Like, it doesn't need to be necessarily the axolotl's thickness. That might be a little too chunky. We'll see what happens. One never knows with me what something's going to look like. The idea doesn't always transfer to paper very well. Like, I can sort of fuzzily see it in my brain. But then when it comes time to fully figure it out, there's another story. Sorry, I got quiet there. I just had a weird time for an idea to pop in my head situation for a figurine, and then my brain was like, well, how would this look? And then trying to figure out different things. And then it just kind of went off on its own little adventure there. Sorry about that. I am bound and determined to stab every inch of my fingers today. I swear. Like I'm making slimy. It was slimy, right? Not smiley? I think it was. Oh, wait. What was it? Now my dyslexic's kicking in. What was the name of the worm from Sesame Street?
Name of what?
The worm from Sesame Street.
Isn't it just wormy?
Was it wormy? No, the orange and yellow one that hung out with Oscar?
Yeah, I thought.
Was it wormy? For some reason I'm thinking it was either slimy or smiley. Was it wormy? Oh, now I have to look this up because this is gonna bother me. Worm from Sesame Street. Slimy.
Slimy. Okay.
Okay, was slimy. For a
It's
second,
been how long?
yeah. For a second, I thought it was smiley, and then I'm like, Smiley didn't sound quite right, to be perfectly honest. All right. No, for some reason my brain went to, oh, we could do like little flamingo sculptures and I could have them like standing on a little tiny wood slice. And oh, but what would I put on their feet? Would I do sand? Would I do beach? Would I do water? Would I do like swampy mud? And oh, and we could make some cattails to stick up off of that. Like this is where my brain went all of a sudden. And then my brain's like, well, how much would a box of those cost? And how many would we get in a box? And how much would they be? I have a couple wood slices already, and I think it's the 4-inch ones. I don't know how small they go. This feels a little poofy. Do 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 do. All right. So I'm thinking maybe we should start. Maybe we should designate a top and a bottom here. Oh, hello. It's been a while. How are you? Yes, we are stabbing things today. It is stabbing day. We are trying to start on Christmas presents. So we're only going to be working 1 day a week on this guy. We are attempting to make a banana slug for the husband, which should be pretty simple, right? Based off of the other stuff that we've done. Like, this doesn't need leggies or arms or anything. Doesn't need hands or feet. It's basically a fluffy snake. Like, we should be able to get that popped together without too much trouble. So we have our basic shape here. And let's see. We're just trying to build up the width on this guy here. So I'm going to attach the head here. This is going to be the tail. Not sure how long we are approximately. I think we're under a foot. Maybe like 8 inches. Oh no, we're about a foot right now. About 12 inches. And we've already stabbed our finger once through our finger protectors. So That's fun. Not really. Don't recommend. I don't recommend. Have better hand-eye coordination than I do. Have better aim than I do. So I've got his banana slug puppet that I'm trying to use as a model, essentially. Well, if he already has a finger puppet, why are you making another one? Because I feel like it and I don't know what else to make him. And my last attempt at making him a hermit crab didn't go so well. It should probably go burn in a fire, but it was a ornament for our Christmas tree. I've seen other people come up with really lovely looking ones. Mine was nowhere near that. So I hope you are having a good day, Lord. And that things are well for you. Now we are using Polyfill for our base inner core of our guy here. Because the Polyfill was cheap enough when I had bought it, where I was okay with it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. If it saves me from having to do armature wire and not waste a whole bunch of roving and or yarn, then that's fine. Some people use pipe cleaners. Not sure why the pipe cleaners I've always used are not stiff enough. Like they're always a little too malleable to really provide any structure. Excuse me. Don't mind me, I'm just over here burping. So when we were at the drugstore this morning, we found a lovely hermit crab stuffy that ended up coming home with us. We didn't even see a hermit crab stuffy when we were in Florida. I'm like, it seems like an odd place to have a hermit crab stuffy, but okay. You are coming with us. Okay. We are just kind of stabbing. So I need to get it kind of wide. I don't know. We might start to taper it as we come off of this section. Kind of depends on how wide he ends up being. Where I end up starting that taper. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the eye stalk thingies. I might just make those out of the fluff itself. I might not do those out of polyfill because then I have to cover it. And that is probably going to be super, super awkward. Okay. That section in there still feels pretty loose. So we need to get that attached. I think I'm gonna have to put a mark on this guy so I know which is the top and which is the bottom now. Because the bottom's pretty flat, right? So we do need to be mindful of that. I'm not going to mark the top, so that'll just have to be our bottom designation here. Okay. So let's see here. I want to attach this. To this side. Trim that. And maybe I'd be at a better advantage to do it this way. Okay. We'll just kind of start working this in. I'm gonna try not to go over my pen line here. Because I want to keep this area designated for the head attachment. Or at least where we're going to start building up the head. I haven't decided yet on if the head I'm going to build off the body or not. That is to be determined. At this point in time. And yes, I am using Polyfill. This is the same bag of Polyfill that we used for the axolotl. Because I just don't make that many figurines, and I still had it. I was planning on doing a flamingo statue. I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. Just hadn't gotten there yet. So that's still a little wishy there. Oh, careful, careful. Okay, so I think I'll grab my pen again. Because I want to. Should have done this to begin with, I guess. Alright, so there's that. Just so I know whereabouts I want our flat bit to be here. Because, you know, he's a little bit of a chubby chub. He's a wide body. Nothing wrong with that. But we do have to plan accordingly. Alright, so I'm gonna anchor this on this side. As best as we can. Oh, hey, the advertising bots found us today. They're like the new internet version of I'd like to talk to you about your car warranty. I mean, you could be lost in the rainforest and be getting airmail dropped to you from like a toucan or something, It would be a letter about reaching you about your car's warranty. Or at least that's what it felt like when that scam was running pretty fast and furious there for a while. I think we got one of those letters like 2 months ago or something, but it's drastically slowed down. I will say we did get some. We keep getting mail, like spam mail. People trying to scam and stuff. We keep getting it lately addressed to Russell's grandmother who died in like 2018, which is wild. Like the usual like the cancer societies and the disabled veterans, those aren't scams, they're just looking for donations, but they keep sending them to her and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna work out for you. And then we got something about, oh, water line coverage for the homeowner. And we're like, she's never owned this property. Post. Okay. To post a link to stream yours from blocked and banned. It's just like, yeah, number one, she's never owned this property. Nice try. Number two, she's never lived at this address. So I don't know where you're even getting this information from. And number three, she's not alive anymore, so good luck with that. Alright. I'm still getting mail occasionally for my dad about data breaches. I mean, his information may have been exposed. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, the man's been dead since 2023. Good luck with that. And his credit was not good. He owed thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars of medical debt. So, good luck with all that. Because his estate didn't have any money. There was barely enough to cover his funeral out of his one life insurance policy. and what was left, they couldn't come after and went to me. And that's how I was able to replace my computer that just essentially, I think the power supply blew up or something on it. Because that, like, just went kaput on me in the middle of all of that. I was just like, seriously? Okay. So, this needs to be a bit wider still. So, keep trying to anchor this along that pen line there. Just to help me figure out how wide this guy needs to be. Okay. I'm gonna actually turn him this way, a little bit easier time seeing. I know we still have to continue this down the side here, but I'd like a jump off point here. We can smooth it out as we go. And add a layer to like fill in around all of the seams and stuff like that. Not a huge issue. Oh, Ed's in here. That was an Ed sneeze. Okay. Trying to make sure I don't go over that pen line too much. That I already designated as the cutoff point for where I want to put the head at. I know it's not super exciting when we're working on the figurines, because we're working with a world of white polyfill for quite a while. And I'm doing it with the polyfill. You can use roving if you'd rather. Polyfill was better for my budget, and we've made it work before, so we know it's possible. So I don't have to waste so much color on layers that aren't going to be seen. I am curious as to where Bean has fussed off to. Hey, Snuffles! Snuffles! Don't do that, okay? There's Cow in your bed. Cow's in the dog's bed. And nobody's in the other dog bed. Snuffles' bed. Sometimes Zuzu's mad about Cow being in his bed. Sometimes he's not. I'm not entirely sure how he's feeling about it right now. He's not pacing, so I guess he's not upset about not being able to get in there. So I figure we'll add the color on after we're happy with our shapey here. Feels like this spot here's a little short. Right here, I feel like I've got a little tiny bald spot essentially. Which is silly to a degree because we're not there yet to be that in a twist about it, but it was kind of noticeable. So maybe we should just kind of try to fill that in now. Okay. We've got a ways to go to build that up wider. But I think we're definitely moving in the right direction, if nothing else. See if we can get a little bit more fluff on that. If nothing else, just to try to even it up a little bit. Alright, that's going to end up getting trimmed here, I'm pretty sure. Alright. So, find my line here. That I want to anchor this to. And that might just be what I need to do here, is to just make these layers a bit thicker to get us where we're going. Not necessarily like that much faster, because like I don't really have a tight time limit on this, but we've got plenty of time. And at this rate, we'll probably be done this guy in October, which is fine with me. I can tuck him away. And we have some other things that we could work on. There's always other things to work on. Always, always. We are getting a little bit stiff there. So we're definitely getting this compacted. I might have to bulk out the sides a little bit on their own if we get to the height that I feel like we should be. Okay. So it's been pretty quiet. So, and Cal's in here, so I imagine Mr. Bean is in my mom's room taking a nap, watching the guinea pigs. Mm. Like it might be tall enough now. I'm just not sure about my width. I feel like that could be a bit wider. So I think we'll start to does it need to be a little bit taller? I mean, because we haven't like put the head together yet, so it might need to be a little bit bigger actually. Hmm. Is this? No, this isn't. Ooh. I can't have it like too hard because then I'll never get the yarn in there. Okay, so I think that's gonna start taking this down a little bit further. I'm not gonna worry about any seams just yet. I can fix those. Or I should be able to fix those without too much trouble. Okay. So I guess that little tail there. Okay. Kind of looks like we're making a hot dog. A hot dog that's too big for its bun right now. I mean, that idea is slightly amusing. Okay. So, I mean, it's gonna take a bit of fussing here. We won't be done this today. That's not happening. That much I can say with confidence that we won't be done today. This guy might take me less time than I anticipated. I'm so used to things taking me forever and a day. Think about adding this guy. Half the time I don't really notice the dips and valleys until I go to start adding the fluff in, the colored fluff. And then I'm kind of like, oh yeah, we should do something about that. Sometimes the dips and valleys don't show up until I start adding in the colored fluff. So just the act of adding that new element can sometimes cause them to show up. Just with how the new fluff is attaching to the fluff that we already have here. And he gets a little skirt around him. So I do want our guy a little bit wider because he's a lot longer. But for right now, I think I want to keep widening down the body here. Because his whole body is pretty wide for the most part. So I'm just kind of making a fluffy snake to go around our barrel here. And obviously, I'm gonna have... Did it again in the same spot too.
No.
Nope, slightly different spot.
Oh, well, that makes it all the better.
It does. It does. It wasn't as hard this time. The other one bruised. I think I hit a vein. A tiny vein in my finger. This is why I don't do figurines that often, you guys. I'm constantly stabbing myself. And now it's probably going to be like one of those things like when you bite your lip, where you end up constantly keep going back to it. And you just keep biting it by accident over and over. Okay. I'm just gonna snip the tail of our little guy there. Alright. So we're just gonna keep on adding fluff here. That's all we can do at this point till we're satisfied with the shape of our guy here. What the heck?
Oh my goodness, Cal, what was that?
You okay? That was a heck of a sneeze, my guy. I think it was a sinus sneeze.
Yeah, him and everybody else today.
The allergies are bad. What are they on Weatherbug, I wonder? Our local doesn't give us a accurate. They are high today. Oh my goodness. Predominant pollen, ragweed grass, and chinopods. Whatever a chinopod is. Mostly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures. Hang on. Let me take my shoes off so I can sit more comfortably. Okay. Near steady temperatures in the mid 80s. North winds around 5, chance of rain 40%. Today's high is 88. Tonight, low of 67, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Then mostly clear after midnight, lows in the mid 60s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour in the evening, becoming light and variable, chance of rain 20%. Huh. What's our local? Well, these must be like storms that are gonna pop up later, because there ain't a sniff of anything around us right now. It's kind of what happened yesterday, actually. Sorry, I get distracted. If I didn't go and look, it would have sat in my brain. And just sat there and sat there and sat there. Like, I didn't even know we were supposed to get storms yesterday afternoon because I didn't see anything in the forecast showing the chance of it. But after stream, I went out to get our mail and I was looking at the sky and I'm like, it looks a little funny out here. Like, some of the clouds seemed a bit transparent, translucent. And they also looked a little too puffy and a little jagged, and I was like, huh. Like, this is weird. And then we were trying to figure out if we were going to the Borking place before his Shadowrun game. Because that was the only chance we were going to get to do it. And I was trying to get dinner sorted, and I had to get dinner in the oven by a specific time. And then we're like, well, let's just run them out front real quick. And within the 10 minutes that we decided to run them out front, it was raining when we walked outside, and we're like, huh. Well, that's weird. Because we checked the radar, and there was like a little blip of something, and I'm like, is that a thunderstorm? And he goes, no, it looks like it's just rain. And then within like 10-15 minutes, he's like, I think I heard it thunder. He's like, unless you did something out here. And I'm like, I don't know that I did something. I didn't necessarily hear it because we were putting Bean in the other bedroom to give the other cats a little bit of a break, and so Bean could eat his kitten food in peace. And so he wasn't underfoot while we were making dinner, or jumping in the middle of my mom's dinner plate, which he likes to do. He thinks anything that I'm eating, he should be able to eat. He, like, wrestled my watermelon bowl out of my hand the one day, and then tried to run away with a piece of watermelon. I'm like, you can lick it in front of me, as long as it's okay for you to have it. Goofball. I did get a picture posted that we took recently of Mr. Bean. That's over on Blue Sky. Only the one photo. But he's so hard to get to hold still to take a picture of. He's just too much of a bundle of energy. And trying to hold him still for a photo, like physically hold him still, is a battle and a half. It looks like the photos that the shelter took to repost his story, they were fighting with him too to get him to hold still. I was like, ah, not just us. Because they weren't the best photos. And he was definitely being held in place as somebody was sitting down so that they could get the photo taken while they were trying not to be in the photo very much. He has this thing where he needs to stick his nose up our nose and then bite the outside of our nose. Like, dude, what are you doing? Okay. Yeah, I definitely do want that to be wider. Just a bit. Like, it doesn't need to be wider by much. But I do want it wider to a degree. Whoop, almost did it again. Tell ya. We'll get in this section tacked into here. Like, it just feels like it needs to be a little bit bulkier. And I'm trying to give myself enough width to the body to where I can get in there to work on it without being in my own way, sort of situation. It's like up here's a bit stiffer because we're doing that across. Down here's a little bit more loosey-goosey. No, am I knocking over again? Okay. So this was originally, what size was it? 20 ounce. Stays put. Yes, it does stay put. 20 ounce bag of polyfill. And this was the one that we were using for the axolotl. Same bag of polyfill. I haven't really done any figurines since then. I think I was planning on trying to do a flamingo over the summer, and then I kind of got distracted by other things. I kind of want this to be a little bit wider though. But I don't know if I should like go wider here. Like I think I'm okay with the height, so maybe we should like go wider that way. But I do think I should finish wrapping this guy. Around the sides here, like around the top. Alright. This all popped into here. Alright. So this guy. Start to stab into here. Now for the little skirty skirt, I think I might just make that um out of the color fluff itself. Just to make things a little bit easier. I think I can get away with making that on its own. I think. I don't think I'll have too much trouble with figuring that out. Let's see, what's today? Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Planet Zoo Day. So that's fun. And we will be trying to figure out the pathway for that binturong area. As much as it burns my ass, I might have to do the seated talk point on the side of it and not the front. Because of how I made the walls on the habitat. I can't seem to get the pathway in there in a way that is cooperating with everything else. Alright, that's a little bit of a divot right there. I'm trying to fill in the divots as I'm going the best I can. Just so it's one less problem to deal with as I'm going along later. Like this side has a couple of like divvy things happening to it, but okay, so yeah, we definitely have a difference in density between here and here, especially right here. It's really loose, so doing this banding is definitely helping to you know what, let's do it this way. Okay, so I am trying to overlap it just a little bit. Though this spot might just be not that dense. Like this might be a section that didn't have as much fluff in it to begin with. Okay. So we'll start stabbing this next side in here. Well, not the next side, the other end of this side, really. But we're actually moving a lot faster than I expect it to be. Although I'm not really sure what I expected for length of time on a project. I always kind of underestimate. But it feels like I overestimated this one. In the old drain here. Okay. So I am gonna come back in after I get this banding done across the top just to stiffen him up a bit. And widen him out just a little bit more. Because he could be a little bit wider up there. Okay. I think that's feeling pretty good there. Solidity wise. And then this is going to be our bottom that I need to flatten out. So I'm probably going to bring like the rounded sides like to maybe like right there. Just so I can try to get that a little bit flat in there. All right. So now I know I do everything that's not traditional, right? Like I'm not using armature. Armature drives me crazy. I'm always stabbing the armature instead of the stuff around it. I'm not using roving. So like I'm always doing the thing that isn't what is normal. But I'm trying to find ways to work within my budget. So here we are. So this is Polyfill, which is why it seems a little fuzzy. I drew a line on here for where I wanted the sides to come down to. So I'm trying to stay within that guideline there. That's what this black line is. It wasn't a very straight line, apparently, but it's me. Nothing I draw is ever a straight line. Even with a ruler, it's crooked. I don't know how, but it is. Um, but yeah, so I'm using polyfill instead of roving for my core. And then I'm going to be using acrylic yarn for our color instead of colored roving as well. I don't have anything against roving. It's just, it's a little steep for my budget. And my budget is not large. So my budget's pretty tiny. So we are definitely trying to work within our availability. And at this point, I'm not even sure if I could afford to get roving on a good day. Depending on where it was coming from. And I have not seen roving available in the multitude of colors I can get from yarn. Maybe I just don't know where to look. But also, for like a small amount like this, I was seeing maybe, like for a bag like maybe this big, like $5.99. And I just kind of had to stare at it because I'm like, really? I can get a ball of acrylic yarn, like a skein of acrylic yarn from Michaels for $3.99 and get a heck of a lot more mileage out of it than that. Now, granted, not everybody likes to go the acrylic yarn route because it does involve a bit more prep work. So it is something to be aware of. The acrylic yarn, you know, when you buy it, it comes on its little skein ready to knit or crochet with, you know. It's twisted and plied and all that. But to needle felt with it and have it be fluffy like roving, like wool roving, right? You need to cut strands of it off of the skein. Small strands, like I wouldn't go like foot long pieces. I'd go like maybe 4 to 5 inches at the most. For me, I find the shorter the strands are, the easier they are to work with. And then you get yourself a dog grooming brush. I know this sounds ridiculous, but I believe it's a sticker brush. It's to help get the undercoat off of like a double coated dog, like your collies and your corgis and, you know, the ones that have that like cottony fluff underneath their top coat. They've got like little angled teeth on the brush. It looks like a rectangle. So this is what the top of it looks like, and then it's got all these little, I recommend the metal ones, not the plastic ones. The plastic ones, the teeth have a tendency to snap off of them. Ask me how I know. You want the metal one. It'll save you a lot more aggravation, trust me. Just take my word for it. And then you have to just start at the end of your strand and work your way up and brush it out so that it's fluffy and not twisted anymore. It does take some time. So, I mean, if you just don't have the patience to brush out the yarn and do the prep work before you can fluff with it or a needle foot with it, that's fine. Then maybe roving is your better option there. We all have our limits on what we can tolerate doing for a hobby. To me, it's worth the prep time to stretch my budget. But if craft budget isn't an issue for you, then, you know, whatever. It is for me. Right, we're trying to figure out how to do these things on a tight budget. I've heard of some people using their undercoat from their dogs that they've trimmed or brushed out to needle felt with as well. I mean, possibility. Just make sure whoever you give it to, if you're giving it away, isn't allergic to the doggos. Okay, I'm okay with a little bit of movement there. I just didn't want it quite so wiggly. So doing this step of the over is just helping me get a little more secureness in there. So it doesn't feel like it's just gonna like rip apart. Because if I pull this, I can probably pull that off of there. It's very loosely attached. So just gonna try to get this. This one might come down past that line a little bit because I got a little crazy when I was drawing that line. That went up a little bit higher than I necessarily wanted it to. Now, do be careful because you are getting into the thinner section of your fluff if you are going to attempt to do this. The needle is stabbing through to the other side. So there it is. So do be careful. Do be mindful. Try to make sure you know where your fingers are. And that the ones that are not protected to any degree whatsoever are out of the way. And be careful with those that are protected because at least the protectors I have, I am able to stab right through them, as we have proven a couple times today. But at least it wasn't as bad as it would have been had I not. So that's why I say I would not recommend this for younger kids. That might, you know, be not quite so paying attention to what they're doing. I mean, you would know your kid better, but it is something to keep in mind. but I don't recommend this for the younger guys and gals. So that section's a little bit thinner right here. I think that was where it seemed a little extra loose. I'm just gonna put another bit of fluff in there. And I'm gonna do it now. A, so I don't forget to later. And B, I'm right here, I might as well. So that way I don't have to come back and do it a little bit later. And like I said, I'm gonna come back in and widen up the sides a little bit more. I think. This is just all the little tails that I've been cutting off. As we've been shaping this guy here. Right, like we gotta get the shape in there. And the shape is close. It's not quite on board yet, but we're close. All right. Get this guy. Again, be careful because this is a thinner spot. So I have been stabbing through and seeing the evidence of the pokey throughs. In spots here. Have you seen Mr. Bean?
No, but I haven't actually looked for him.
He might finally want his breakfast. Okay. Because he was not interested in breakfast when we went to feed them this morning. People always eat before we go to the park. A lot of the time, he's just like, no, let's just go. Sometimes he'll eat before we go.
No, it's a little bit.
But not all the time. That's what there is,
You want,
buddy.
you want hand service.
Probably. What is this?
All right.
What is this, human? Doggo is displeased with human service today. Apparently. Get this put in here because this section is pretty soft. I didn't do like that much of a stabbing through it. So trim that off. And see about attaching this here. Yeah, this is the section that I need to really flatten out in here as much as I can. Which might involve widening that further than I anticipated. So I don't know if I should try to flatten that out first. Maybe I should. It might be easier. I mean, regardless, I want to get this done. It's still a little flexible. It's just, I don't want it this flexible. Like, this flexible is good. This is a little scary flexible. Like, that's a little... We'll keep on stabbing our way along here. I mean, it'll definitely stiffen up a bit more when we go to add the color in. That's for certain. Based off of previous projects. So that needs a little bit more. Because I kind of ran out coming around the edge there, it seemed like. And that's fine. We'll just pile on a bit more. Yeah, it's all good. All right. So Pretty good, pretty good. Still not happy with how squishy this is. I mean, we haven't gotten down that way yet, though. But, it's definitely a section that needs a little bit of stiffening up here. At least as far as I'm concerned, for my needs. This isn't gonna necessarily be played with, it's more of like a display. Now, if we really wanted to, we could, get like some clay. Like some air dry clay or whatever. And, make a tree log. Or maybe some paper mache. Yeah, maybe those paper mache strips. Just to get the shape right. I mean, you could also do it if you wanted to go smaller. Right? And, maybe find something cylindrical to wrap some, plastic wrap or attach some parchment to use around your subject that you want to put the clay on to make like a tree trunk that's fallen over. And then, you know, you could attach this guy to it to display him. I mean, I could try to do that. Fair bit of fluff. Sorry, I was thinking if I could pull that off. That would be a fair bit of fluff that I would need. Unless I did the two ends. And I just stuffed the inside of it to make it like a plushie. I don't know that I'm gonna do it for this one, but it is an idea. We'll have to think about that. I mean, I could probably pull that off. Probably. I don't know how disastrous it would look, but I could probably attempt to pull it off. I mean, I'll probably have time. don't think it would take all that much time to pop that tree trunk together. Now that I might need some wire for. But that's something. Sorry, the wheels are turning. And now I'm trying to like brainstorm this out in my head as to if this would be doable. I think it would be. Hmm. No, should we try to do a tree trunk? We'll see how time stuck we are. I think we'll have plenty of time. We should. Like, I don't think this will be weeks of shaping. Like, it might be a couple of weeks, but I don't think it's going to be quite like the axolotl was, where that just seemed to take forever and ever and ever. But we'll see. This guy doesn't have as many bits to him that I have to worry about. Stabby, stabby, stabby. Okay. Alright, how far over do I need to bring you? Okay, about to there. Okay. Still a little loosey-goosey, but I think we're doing okay. Alright. Yeah, as we're going down, like, you can definitely feel the stiffness difference, the density difference. Kind of surprising that that little bit of fluff is making that much of a difference. But it doesn't take much. Okay. So next bit here. Whoop. Okay. And keep on attaching. We're almost done with this pass. We don't have that much far to go, and then I'm gonna start trying to flatten out this section in here. Okay. Yes, that is a much different density than up here. So we're just flying right through it. Definitely want to watch your fingies. For sure. Okay. We've got our base here. Pretty good. I'll see if I can find my wire. Right, and that's just so it'll try to hold its shape after I stuff it. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily need the wire. Yeah, I guess I don't necessarily need the wire. Might be a little tricky. Like, what kind of diameter would we need for this guy? Would it be like this? Maybe. Might be the diameter for the log. Not for him. God no. For the log that we might put him on. I might have enough if I just stuff it. Oh. Hold on. Do I still have this? I do. Uh-huh. I have Velcro dots. Hmm. Y'all thinking what I'm thinking? What? What if we attach the Velcro dots to the bottom of Sluggy Boy here and the tree trunk? And then he can be on display and then pulled off. He doesn't have to be perma-attached to the log. Hmm. It's definitely an idea. Hmm. I had not planned on doing that. I was just gonna do the Sluggy Boy, but maybe, just maybe, that might work. Cats are being weird. Was that you? What fell?
I don't know. think it's just a cat running into something here.
Ed's on the move. Gosh, it is 2 o'clock already. This day is flying. Oh my goodness. Alright. So we're almost done with this part. And we'll keep going on our attaching here. Oh, I heard thundery feet. Is Mr. Bean back? Yep. Mr. Bean and Cow are back. We had a short nappy nap. And now Battle Katarina is once again reopened.
Mr. Beans. Oh, Mr. Beans.
He doesn't know what that word means. He is definitely all boy. He is all sorts of rough and tumble. Rowdy. He is all boy. Hi! No, off my desk. Off my desk. Go on. I don't even know where my spray bottle is anymore. Oh, there it is. I moved it. Hey! He's not even touching you! Drama queen? For Christ's sake, Cow. Oh my goodness. Cow, you were that much of a dick before. This is karma, buddy. We do break them up when it gets to be too much. Remember how you would torment Mai? And we had to keep her separated? Because she was your favorite target? And she didn't appreciate it? So, let's see here. Alright, so we're about here. It would seem that popped into place there. Oh, I didn't have quite enough to make it all the way around. But we'll have to try to smooth this guy out a little bit as we go. Like, I kind of stayed to my pen line for the most part, but it got a little twisted on me, so I was just trying to sort of use it as a guideline, but not really. Where am I? About here. It's hard to see where you've left off when everything's the same shade. So in that case, we'll have to go with the density and wiggliness of it. And it's just polyfill. You can cut it. It's fine. It's all good. Okay. Just to have that little bit of a tip here left to go. All right, we're gonna need a little bit more here. Might as well tuck that in. Right. All right. So we're about here. Roughly. And let's see about flattening out this bottom here. That'll probably give me an idea of how much wider I'm going to need to bring this guy. Like, he doesn't have to be completely flat, but I would like him to be. So it's going to get a little bit more chaotic with this, the closer to the tip that we get, because it's a lot thinner. So you're going to see little spikies coming out the other side. So, like, you can kind of see some, like, spiky bits in here. That's from us tapping through and shoving it, all of our fiber through there. Hopefully, this should be the last little bit that I need to add. At the moment to this spot. Right, because there's only so much I can do without completely flattening that. All right. So we're gonna flip this guy over. And I'm gonna start to stab this in here. And it's gonna be a little bit rounded. But I'm hoping to, oh my goodness, my stomach is growling. I'm hoping to, get it a little bit flat. Hopefully. So, hope everybody's having a good day. Tuesdays can be a little iffy. You know, not quite as bad as Monday, but sometimes they can be. Or if you're like us, chaos just follows you no matter the day of the week. So, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to flatten that. Because that didn't really do a whole heck of a lot. Alright, let me see here. I don't need this to be too much wider, but I think I'd feel better if it was a little bit wider, you know? So let me see here. See if I can get one that's about the same. Similar. Alright, so if I like tack that to there. Not saying that that's gonna be how wide it looks when we're done. So, oh, now my arm's getting sore. All right. Didn't really hurt when you did it. It almost feels like it's like locking up. Okay, that's a little off placement. Okay, so if I put you there, that might be okay. Cat, come on. You were being so good there for a moment. I might need to add a little bit more in here. Oh my god! No, no, no,
If it keeps him entertained without chewing on cat.
no. He was climbing our curtain and like hanging full on off of it. Peabut used to do that. Peabut would run from one end of the house to the other and just throw himself at this like corduroy curtain we have draped over our front door and just cling to it. You can tell because when it's dark in this room and it's bright outside, you can see all the nail holes all the way up it from him. Because Peabut is a mess. Okay, now it really does look like a hot dog, doesn't it? Alright, so it's gonna take a few minutes here of stabbing to get this attached to the other piece here. But I think we're off to a pretty good start here. Or at least it feels like we are. Like, we still have to shape our face. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that last. It might be one of like the last things we do to this guy himself. This side feels a bit softer than the other. So I don't know if this is going to compress a bit more than the other. It might. Very possible. So like that side feels pretty good. This side though, still a little too squishy for my liking. Hopefully we can get that to compress a bit more. Just because I don't want it to distort too much. Right, so it's not too bad. I'm not sure how far down I should like bring that though. Should I bring it down a little bit further since we made him so much bigger? But that's the thing though, I don't know. See if I can get two pieces that are similar. In size here. Not quite the same size, but that could be a good bit there. So I would attach you here-ish. You are a good bit fluffier though, aren't you? They're not really attached though. And there they go. Off to wrestle each other in another part of the house. Okay. Hi, that's enough. Thank you. Okay. So, I have to refill my water bottle at this rate. Did he seriously find a bell ball?
Yeah.
You should dig that out of there for him. I was wondering where he hid them all. Apparently, we have discovered that we have just enough space under our desks for stuff to get trapped under that we can't see them. Like, I tried to get on the floor the other night and look under this one part of my desk, and only to realize that I am not flat enough to do anything about
Mr.
it.
Beans.
I got down there to try to look, and I'm like, oh, this is pointless. Like, I do not fit here. I couldn't even hope to see underneath of it. I'm gonna have to get a stick. I have a dowel rod that I use to unclog the vacuum hose at times. To help get the hair clogs out of it. And I'm probably gonna have to stick down under there and try to see if there's any toys shoved under there that he lost. Whether lost on purpose or accident, I don't know. But he managed to fit in that space somehow. Alright then. It's just something about Cow that drives him crazy. Although, for all I know, Cow might be trash talking him. Because Cow's not the youngest. Cow and Ed are actually almost the same age, and I keep forgetting that, but they're only within a couple months difference of each other. If that. Little is the youngest, but we don't mess with Little. No, no, we do not mess with Little. Okay. Littles will F you up 3 ways to Sunday. We don't mess with Littles. She's given the older boys quite the run for their money. Alright. I know it's a very odd looking shape at the moment, but I think we're definitely moving in the right direction. I think we're doing pretty good here so far, shaping wise. Like, obviously I'm gonna have to shape the head a bit here. I'm gonna have to add like a bit more fluff around. And I need to add 2 little bumpies on the side. But the antenna eye stalk thingies, eye stalks, Um, I'm going to make out of the fluff color that they're gonna be. Um, I might do the same with the little round bumpies on the cheeks. I don't know if it's supposed to be his nose or what part of his mouth. That feels pretty good. It looks pretty good. Don't know how flat I'm going to be able to get this bottom piece. I might just have to deal with it like that. I'm thinking that this, just gonna make it out of its color. And I might make it a little bit bigger than it necessarily needs to be. Um, Attach it and then trim it. So, head-wise, hmm. Okay, I just don't know if I want to, what I want to do with that. Like, the head needs to be a little bit wider, right? Like, not by a huge amount, but by a little bit. So I might try to get the shape somewhat where it needs to be. Okay, so then these two. Yeah, let's try to get you a little bit flatter here. We haven't really done anything with our head area yet. So we picked out the colors earlier before I got started. So, the body itself is going to be a mustard color, and then we've got some glorious gold colors for in here. And the bottom's going to be like a camel color, and then the top's going to be a slightly darker color. And then this is going to be like the glorious gold color, I think. Maybe with some darker brown striping to it. This is the bottom. Might take a couple of additions to this. To just to kind of like build up the width of the head here. So like I need to add another maybe another couple bits here. It's more of like a roundy nub essentially. So but I think we will continue more on that next week because my arms are getting tired. But we're not off to a bad start. I think we're looking pretty good here so far. I think our shape is almost there. Like the body shape I think is there. Just we have to work on the head shape now. That might take a little bit. But you know, not terribly bad for the first time trying to make a banana slug, but then again, banana slug would be probably like pretty beginner level. So shouldn't be so bad to figure out here. So thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon and checking this out. We'll be back tomorrow with Planet Zoo, working on the Binturong area. I'm fighting with Pathway. Thursday we might try to do a little bit of Magicat. We'll see. I'd like to get a little bit further on that, but I also have a lot of video editing still to do. Maybe we'll do like an hour or two of Magicat. Wouldn't be a full stream session though. So don't forget to follow all the socially links down below. That'll take you to the Ko-fi, the Blue Sky, where you can find a picture of Mr. B Mr. Bean, the troublemaker, and the link to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like over there. It is free to do so. We archive most of the live streams over there, and we have some projects popping up that weren't streamed, such as Honey, I Joined a Cult and Bear and Breakfast. Right now I'm in the middle of recording Little Known Galaxy for over there. That'll probably start showing up in early November. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and thank you again, and I'll see everybody tomorrow for Planet Zoo. Until next time, have a good one.